Hey, it's SickBoy from the Gaming House Collective, and welcome to the 1st of March edition of the Anarchic. Today, somewhat of a special episode, as I'm going to concentrate the entire thing on EA. The good, the bad, and the Jesus fucking Christ, the even worse than the bad. First off, with the good news, let's be a bit positive for a change. Why not? It's Friday. I know I've got myself one of my glasses of wine, so let's enjoy it. Right, so, bit of good news. We all know that EA are very forward in their promotion of equal rights for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgendered. And as you can see, a lot of their games, they have options to, if it's an open world game, it allows your character to be homosexual, say, which a lot of games don't. Which is, why not? Why not include that in their games? I see no reason why, if you're going to have options of choice, why you can't have choice in sexuality if you're going to have a romantic aspect of your game. Obviously, there is a point where it just then, but yeah, the whole point that some of their games, unfortunately, do happen to step into the realms. Some of BioWare's games, with the share published, do somewhat step into the realm of just a relationship simulator, which is fairly dull and pointless. But at the same time, if you're going to allow a male character to have sex with female characters, why not with male characters too, and vice versa with female characters? Why not? That's perfectly fine, and I'm glad, and it shows that aspects of the community are being represented properly. So that's good news. But more than that, they have done something. They have a couple of things, actually. They're doing a conference, it'll be coming up soon, talking about gay rights in gaming, and I think that's a good thing. I think that it needs to be, because a lot of discrimination is, we know, it's generally accepted as not a problem. However, gay rights is one of those few things that is openly, by politicians, by religious leaders, is openly pushed in hostility in a way that we don't have, say, with racial issues. You don't get many people coming out saying the Haitian tsunami was God's attack on black people. Anyone who said that was absolutely politically crucified. However, a great deal of politicians, a great deal of notorious politicians who still keep their jobs, don't get taken apart, do say things like, that they say that they have a problem with homosexuality, and that's fucking bullshit. So good on EA to speak out about that. They've also signed so have Microsoft, in order to support acceptance of gay rights under state law, under sort of a federal law in the US, so that if you were to get married in one state as a gay couple and then move to another state, it allows you to retain your married status, because the case is that if you go from one state that does accept gay marriage to one that doesn't, you then don't become married anymore, and all of your legal rights get taken away. So good on EA for speaking out and signing their name to that petition. More companies should have done it. Microsoft did, incidentally, as well. So that is some good news from EA. It is good that they're standing up against discrimination. Well done. My hat goes off to you. Now I'm about to rip you a new arse, so don't get too fucking smug, because you've done something nice, and now I'm about to reel off a lot of reasons why you're just a bunch of fucking cunts. Firstly, there is a potential that they're going to push for the next generation to have Origins on everything. Now, why I say that is, listen to this quote here. This is from their Chief Technological Officer, okay? Rajat Taneja, okay? About the project's goal, what they're going to do with regards to going forward. Now, his quote is this: "Our strategic vision at EA is to create a single back-end system so that we can truly embrace the secular trends in our industry that are creating massive growth for games. And we're also able to embrace all these new business models that come with it." Now, what they mean is they want to be able to track you on any console you play. Any console, an Android phone, an iPhone, an iPad, Steam, if you're on... presumably this is all going to be backed up essentially with Origins. Obviously this is all going to synchronise all this data with Origins. So anywhere you go, they're going to know they're going to expect you to log in with an EA account every game you play on any platform. And that's going to be synchronised across platforms. Get the fuck out of... Stop it! What the fuck are you doing? Where do you get off? Thinking you have the right to invade my privacy on the grounds of your market research? You want to know what I'm playing? It doesn't matter what I'm playing, okay? If I'm playing FIFA 13 on an Xbox, and I'm playing Mass Effect 3 on a PlayStation, and I'm playing your Dead Space game on the iPad, and I'm playing Spore on my PC, who the fuck are you to say, well, I need to know that one person's playing that on different platforms? No, you fucking don't. You need to know how many units sold on each platform. That is all you need to know. Anything beyond that is a fucking invasion of privacy. Okay, that is the least gripe I have with EA today, so bear with me. Next off, next-gen games are going to come in starting an extra $10 US dollars, so $69 to start with the next generation. Now, I have a real problem with that. Now, I understand development for a new generation requires significant investment. It requires a lot of changes in the way you do business. I get that. I get that going to a next console generation is a large jump in development. I get that. Okay, fair enough. However, incidentally, you might want to consider investing some of your money in that. Typical big business bullshit. You earn money, okay? You earn massive fucking profits. You earn profits. Take those profits, invest them in your future. Don't surcharge your customers for it. That is shit. So, here's the quote from CFO Blake Jorgensen, and we'll hear more from him in a minute. I think typically at the start of a cycle, we've seen a pricing raised to $69 for a core piece of software, and then over the life it's adjusted down to the introduction price, typically now around $59. We haven't yet set our pricing for the next generation games, but you'll probably see a similar trend at the start of the next cycle. Now, I have a significant problem with that bullshit, on the grounds that EA games, specifically EA games, EA and Ubisoft games, now I buy my games online and I do not pay retail price for them. I think you're foolish if you do it. Don't do it. Don't buy digital games at full price off. Digital games at full price. Don't buy games in stores where they charge you close to the RRP. If you can get it online for 20% cheaper, then do it. If you've got a reputable company, and I've mentioned before, and I'm happy to plug them again. If you're in the UK, shop2.net, fantastic website. I get my games almost exclusively before release day. It's fantastic, and I never pay more than £40 for a game unless I'm buying a special edition. When I mentioned previously about the Tomb Raider prices, that's where I got that price from. It's £30. It's half of the RRP. That's good news. Anyway, my problem is, they've said that how the prices drip down. However, we're at the tail end of this generation. How come, since November last year, on Xbox Live and PSN, your prices went up from $44.99 $44.99 to $54.99, like that. Oh yeah. How come Medal of Honor you try to charge $60 for? Incidentally, for those of you in the US, $6 that's $90. That's not £6. That's $90. $90 for Battlefield for Medal of Honor Warfighter. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you? What is that? What is that? $1 per minute of entertainment? You're fucking having a laugh. That is absolutely unbelievable. You've put the prices up. £44.99p to $59.99 in the final year of the current generation, and you have the audacity. And now you are the chief financial officer, so you know what the fuck you're talking about. You've upped your prices at the end of this generation. To what? To then justify upping them again, to maybe drop them down to the price that no one wants to pay already? That is epic bullshit. That's like going into a supermarket. I'll give you an example. The supermarket I go into, I saw a multi-pack of chocolate bars a few weeks ago, and it was £1.50 for 4 chocolate bars. Thought, that's not a bad deal. Buy those, put them in the fridge. Bought them, put them in the fridge. Went back another time, special offer. It was £2 for 4. They'd upped the price and then cut it down and said it was a sale. And that's what EA are doing. Only they're doing it on a much bigger fucking scale. Because their individual unit price is outrageous. A few extra pennies for a chocolate bar, not such a big deal. A massive amount of extra money on a single-use product that you're only going to fucking support online for less than 2 years, you douches. Don't even start me on that. So I'm not even going to continue because I'm going to bust a fucking lung. Maybe the next thing is going to bring some good news, but I highly doubt it. Next thing, EA have signed an Xbox exclusivity deal which is potentially going to cover, which is what the rumours are, that it's going to cover exclusive DLC content for that platform. That is such bullshit. I will speak out against any case of platform-specific DLC. Specifically for things like Battlefield. Because we all know full well Battlefield's going to come, launch for the next generation. If Battlefield 3 is anything to go by, it's going to have 400,000 updates at a ridiculous amount. They're going to have a premium subscription service. And I'm going to cover on to the reason why it's even more bullshit in my absolutely worst bit of news for the day. The EA CFO has been a busy boy this week. He's mentioned a few things that have made me want to punch him in the fucking face. And this is the one. This is the absolute pisser. This is the nail in the coffin of EA. If you buy EA games, I want you to tell me why you will continue to do it when you hear this information. They will be putting microtransactions into every single title they release because the market has embraced them. Who the fuck is embracing? Who embraced microtransactions in Dead Space 3? Okay, now most people said, fuck that noise, I'm not supporting it. Some people said, it's not a big deal, I'm not bothered. Other people said, I just won't buy them. No one I know has said, whoopee fucking shit, I'm about to spend an extra 30 quid on Dead Space to upgrade my weaponry. Nobody supported this. The only people who have has been fucking journalists, and the only journalist that I tend to respect that has openly spoken out about this would be Total Biscuit. Has spoken out about this. All due respect to him for mentioning it out. And the other one, and it sticks in my throat that it is Jim if Jim Sterling is the voice of fucking reason, where has the industry gone wrong? Seriously. Between speaking out on Aliens Colonial Marines for saying that the demo that he was showed is definitely fraudulent, which was a fairly ballsy thing to do, granted the fact that a lot of the time he's a fucking horribly abusive twat to people who have questions for him or don't agree with him, but at least he spoke out about EA's microtransactions. It is one thing about him that doesn't want to make me punch him in the fucking head, but he did the right thing. If he is the fucking pinnacle of morality in this situation, what is wrong with gaming journalism? And I've mentioned before, and I called him out on it before, Adam Sessler, the man that everyone has such regard for. Certainly in the US, he is such a well-regarded reporter. People often say, oh, he's great, you know. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, put in the comments saying he's the Dr. Phil of gaming, which is fucking hilarious. And his beard is quite scary. But, what the fuck? Do you know where that's going to happen? Now, you guys may remember or may not remember, and I will dig out the link and I'll put it in the description field again, when I mentioned a few weeks ago about EA's CEO coming out and saying he was going to defend gaming and gamers over gun violence. And I said, shut the fuck up. You have no business speaking out on behalf of gamers because you are toxic to gaming. And I gave some reasons. One of the reasons I gave was how he talked about microtransactions in Battlefield. Oh yeah. Because Battlefield doesn't cost enough. Private servers, premium subscription, they're still releasing DLC. Now, with dirt bikes. Hey! How long? How long before your countermeasures on your plane are microtransactioned? How long before claymores and ammo packs? How much before you have to pay per use of your revival paddle, of your defibrillator? How about run out of ammo and you're still not dead? Can't find any ammo to scavenge? Here you go. Here's 50 cents, 75 cents, $1, $2. How much are you willing to pay to win a game? I presume you want a bigger clip. Maybe you can even pay a subscription to have an increased clip for the loadout. All these add up. You're already paying a premium price. Plus they're talking about, plus there's a subscription service. Plus there's DLC. And now they want to charge microtransactions. That statement means, considering the current state of Battlefield is the worst example that I can think of from EA. of how much DLC they put in it, how much extra charging they do. Private servers, premium, blah, 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 blah. It's to play Battlefield 3, you had to have invested hundreds just to play and keep up to date with it. Even if you include even if you include both Call of Duty games and their season passes, Battlefield still costs more. That's fucking baffling. And on top of that, they're going to add microtransactions. No, fuck that noise. I'm calling it. EA is dead. EA was already pretty dead to me. I am calling this one out. Anybody who chooses to support EA from this day on, feel free to come and argue with me over it and tell me why the fuck you think it's okay to allow these bastards to continue to rinse it. And continue to rinse us because they need to make profit, yeah? Well, save fucking money. Maybe. They're not hurting for money. The cost of goods on their DLC is phenomenal. The money they make off microtransactions for their mobile games is outrageous. Sticking it in premium priced games is not an acceptable option. That is consumer financial rape, is what that is. And I'm genuinely calling for everybody who sees this, spread this news. I don't give a shit if you spread this video, or make your own, or write a blog about it, or put a thing on Facebook, or send text, whatever you do. You tell everyone you know. This is how Electronic Arts does business. I don't give a shit how much they support gay marriage. These motherfuckers are ruining the business model. THQ started this bullshit with their online passes, and it killed them. EA have fucking run with it, jumped over THQ's corpse, and is skipping in a field of money, presumably wanking onto your cash. I mean, it's fucking outrageous. This is a time that people should stand. If you have to buy an EA game, buy it used. Do not buy the online pass. Do not pay for microtransactions. Do not buy the DLC. And tell everyone you know, this needs to end. If you love EA games so much, all means love EA games. But for fuck's sake, send them the message, because their message is, our consumers love it. They love microtransactions. Do they? Who the fuck? I know people who don't care about microtransactions. I've never met a single person who says they love it. And if they are, come to me. If you're a person who loves microtransactions, I'm not talking about having an argument with you. I'm not talking about having a fallout with you. I'm not talking about swearing at you. But I am right now very riled up, and I'll have a rational discussion with you if you feel otherwise. But you tell me. You tell me why it's okay. You tell me what reason. Not they need more money. That's not a reason. If that was the case, the Sony PlayStation 4 will cost $500,000 because their hardware sales are for shit. Their business model is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. It is anti-consumer in every possible way. They sell their games for the highest price for digital copies than any other. The only them and Ubisoft, and EA did it first because I spotted it. EA did it first with Medal of Honor, was their first trial title in the UK to up the price. I don't know about anywhere else, but in the UK they upped the price significantly by like $25. They upped the price, £15, about $25 they upped the price by. Then Ubisoft did it. So they already charge more money than everybody else. They have an online pass, they have DLC, they have microtransactions, and they have ridiculous amounts of DLC. I mean, they make Capcom look like... When you make Capcom and Activision look like saints, by fucking Christ, you've done something wrong. And on top of that, every single gaming journalist who has come out in defence of it not being so bad This is why you're not fucking journalists. This is why you suck fucking arse at your job. This is why you do not stand up for the consumer. This is why you are fucking worthless. Every single one of you. And by fucking Christ, if Jim fucking Sterling is better than you in the sense of consumer morality, that guy's possibly the most self-absorbed individual I've ever observed in the gaming industry. Outside of perhaps mentioning no names artistic directors of Ninja Theory, but by fucking Christ, he loves himself a great deal. But even he's looking out for consumers. Total Biscuit has spoken out about it, and thank you to you for doing so. You know, a lot of independent YouTubers who aren't gaming professionals, who do this for a hobby, have spoken out against it. Event Status has regularly spoken out against it. Alpha Omega Sin speaks out against it. People like that, more power to you. We need more of us to do this. And more people need to fucking listen. And you need to care. And you might think I'm going overboard. But if I don't, who the fuck else will? Someone's got to. Some people have to go fucking loopy over this for you to listen and realise. Because when I brought up that the Dead Space issue was a big problem, people are like, no, I don't think it's that big a deal. What do you fucking think now? How do you think now when you want to upgrade your player in FIFA or Madden? Yeah, just pay. What the fuck? You play Ultimate Team? Yeah, you just pay more and transfer. You could pay more to make sure that transfers go through and don't get cancelled. So, you know, prevent injuries. I don't know. Increase the skills. Pay to have a ref on your side. I don't fucking know. Pay to allow the ball just bounces off your opposition. I mean, and this is competitive games that they make. They're sports games. Battlefield, they are competitive games. Dead Space, people said, oh, it doesn't really matter, one-player game. Yeah, it didn't matter quite so much, but I knew that this is where it was going to go. And I knew if people didn't stand up and speak, enough people didn't stand up and speak, and they've convinced themselves, and they're out there speaking, their chief financial officer is coming out and telling you that you fucking love it. I feel like I'm being arse-raped by him, and he's telling me how much I fucking love it. You fucking love it, you fucking bitch. And he's cramming his money, that's actually my money that I've paid him over the years, and he's ramming it in my face while he arse-rapes me. That's what I feel like. If you don't feel like that, if you don't feel agitated and fucked off with them, why not? Why don't you give a shit? Because you don't care? Because you won't pay that money? Because you're not an idiot? Well, if you're clever enough to avoid that, that's great, but you should still be fucked off. Because you know what? Stupid people, and people who don't know any better, ignorant people, parents, need to know that just giving little Timmy the credit card on the PSN or Xbox Live, or an Origin, and downloading all these packs, they need to realise that what they're getting is terrible fucking value for money. And before you know it, they'll be offering an all-inclusive pack where you'll be paying over $100 a game, and that'll include things like your online, you know, you can already pre-order fucking online passes. I mean, seriously, this has to end. You have to start caring. You have to vote with your wallets. I'm appealing to you. Everybody, do not give these fuckers a penny of your money. No more. No more. I don't care how good the game is. There are other good games out there. Even if Battlefield 4 is the greatest shooter to ever exist, there are other good shooters out there. You can get your experience elsewhere. Or you can get it used and not support them with the online transactions. Have a sense of discipline. For fuck's sake, everybody, stick up for yourself. Other people can't do it for you. You need to look out for not just yourself, but for everybody. That is the whole driving force behind the Gaming Anarchist Collective. It is not a hive mind issue, I've mentioned this before. It's about all of us looking out for the weakest and the stupidest and the most gullible of us. And if you're watching this and you're feeling offended about EA, but you don't think you really care, because it doesn't affect you, I implore you, spare a bit of your time to educate someone about how they're getting fucked over. Because EA are not going to get any better. They've already convinced themselves that this is what we want. And between the media licking their arse, between complacency and between stupidity, we are just marching into the realm of getting more and more fucked for our games. Demand value for money. Anyway, enough tirading. I'm hoping I'm preaching to the converted, and I hope that if you know people who aren't, convert them. I don't care about gaining more views for this video. I don't care about gaining more subscriptions to this video. I appreciate all the views and subs that we get. It's lovely. But at the same time, I care more than anything that people don't walk into this fucking trap. Don't do it. Stand up for yourselves. Stand up for people less knowledgeable or more impressionable. Just, help the fanboys out. They're fucking idiots. Sometimes you got to give them what they don't. You got to take away what they want to give them what they need, and those people need a kick in the arse. Anyway, it's enough agitation for one day. I want to bring myself to the point of heart attack. Anyway, you've been looking through the incredibly bloodshot and pissed off 2020 vision of the Anarchic Eye. I'll catch you guys later.